It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Meloni.
Good morning, everybody. It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. You can find the show on here weekdays at 8 a.m., so please tune in, as this show is all about our business owners, entrepreneurs, political leaders, and people making a difference in and around the Tampa Bay community. So please help support the show. Visit the show website, tampabayradio.com, where you can learn all about the show, see past shows, see our guest lineup, and also feel free to connect with me on all the social networking sites as well. I'm pretty much all over the place in terms of social media. Find me over at Facebook under That Business Show, facebook.com/That Business Show. I'm up on SoundCloud and YouTube, where you can catch all the past shows on those sites as well. And also for podcast enthusiasts, I am over on iTunes. Also, just search for That Business Show. Got a full house show planned for you here today. Up first, here in just a moment, we're going to be speaking with Heather Cannon, founder of Country Girl Glitz. We're going to be talking about her fashion line consulting business and a little bit about the rodeo business as well. So, got a good old country girl in studio with us today. And also, we'll be talking with Kimberly Wilson with the Lutz Learning Center. She's launching a new book on preschool education called The Right Preschool, and she's having an open house as part of her book launch party this April 12th. So stay tuned to hear her talk about that and a little bit about the educational process and her thoughts on that in the area. And on the second half of the show, as always, Thursdays at 8:30, the Remodeler's Corner with Yeager and Company. Jim Yeager, unfortunately, not able to be in studio with us today, but as always, we got the always entertaining Charlie, the plumber, Charlie Palavita Plumbing, a subcontractor of Yeager and Company, in studio with us. So he'll be on the second half of the show. So let's go ahead and bring on my first guest. Heather Cannon is a small-town girl who grew up riding horses, hunting, fishing, and showing steers. Heather Cannon has always been a boots and jeans kind of gal. She's known for sporting a little country girl glitz and spicing up her business attire with a pair of boots. Heather, welcome to the show today.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in this morning. So talk to me about what Country Girl Glitz is all about.
Well, I started this business about 3 years ago. I was out in the business world and networking here in the Tampa area and in St. Pete, and I went to putting on my boots and adding it to my business attire, and instantly women were asking me, I love your boots. Where'd you find them? I love your outfit. Where'd you find it? And it occurred to me finally that there's a lot of women out there that love Western wear, and they just don't know where to find it. They don't know where the stores are or how to put the outfit together, and so that's just how it was all born.
So how does your business work? Do you have an online presence? Do you have a store presence? Is it a consulting business? Talk to me about how Country Girl Glitz works.
It's consulting. So most of my clients, they call me and they want me to either go shopping with them or for them. I can also help boutiques and help them stay on trend with all the latest fashions. It's a whole new world with Western wear. A lot of the mainstream fashion now is melded right in with the Western wear, and so to stay fresh and to stay on trend, it's a lot harder than it used to be, but it's a lot more fun too.
Yeah, and you can learn more about her over her website, countrygirlglitz.com. And if you're watching the streamcast, all the shows are streamed live. We have that up on the stream as well. But countrygirlglitz.com. So talk to me. What's hot in the Western wear these days? What's in trend, so to speak?
Well, typically when I work with my customers or my clients, I have 5 different styles that I like to work with. So you may, typically most people think of a classic country girl look, and that's the buttoned up long sleeve shirt, the jeans, the boots, and maybe a cowgirl hat. But, now with mainstream fashion blending in, you've got a boho chic look. You've got a really edgy Miranda Lambert look. There's just so many different things you can do with it. And so my clients, I ask them and show them pictures of those looks and say, what do you like? What appeals to you? And that's how I determine how to work with them. It's just a lot more fun.
Is this something that's really? I don't see a lot of country girls running around in Florida. I mean, they're out there, but I don't really see that country girl look. I grew up in West Virginia, so I know what the country girls look like up there. I mean, is this kind of like in the closet type, so to speak, and they only bring that stuff out in the dance clubs and stuff, the line dancing places and things like that, or what?
It can be.
So there's a lot of girls in the closet, so to speak, on the Western wear side. So.
Exactly. I always say there's every girl I think at some point wants to be a country girl, even if it's for just one day, and so that's where my clients come from. The girls that, they have an event coming up or they're going out line dancing with their girlfriends and they just don't know what to wear. And so that's my typical client.
Now, what about the men's side of things? Do you have to get the men involved a little bit too?
I do not. I am strictly women. I work with the women.
Do you find that the women try to get their man to do the country thing too, or do you get a lot of pushback from them?
Some of them, but the men are a little bit harder to bring over to that side if it's not their thing.
Right. Now, you're also involved in the rodeo business a little bit, or a lot, I should say. Talk to me about your background and what you're doing with the rodeo business.
So I started Women in Rodeo. It's a series that I have started doing interviews with professional women in the rodeo industry, so the barrel racers and the rodeo queens. I do a lot of work with Miss Rodeo America, the organization.
You said barrel racing. What is barrel racing?
So barrel racing is part of rodeo. They'll have three cans out, and the women have to run
these big whiskey barrel looking things.
It's a barrel, yes,
okay.
And the women have to run. Whoever runs the fastest time in a cloverleaf pattern around those barrels wins. When they come out of the gate, they can go left or right. Most women typically go right. So it's really simple.
Okay. I keep thinking of like that log rolling thing where you say barrel racing and you can put the log in the river or the lake or whatever and they spin that thing around. That's what some reason that's what's coming to my mind here. You
I've never heard that one.
Yeah, you put a log in the lake and then somebody gets on and they're spinning it and somebody's trying to spin it the other way and it's how long you can stay on. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about rodeos and country and all this type of thing. So actually we got it up on the stream here. Or John running the streamcast helping me out.
And
a
lot of these girls make that look easy, but it is not. That is hard.
Yeah, it's up on the streamcast, some of the different events. I don't know, I think of a rodeo, and the only thing I think of is the bull and stuff. I mean, there's a lot more to a rodeo than the bull riding, right?
That's exhilarating. That's what everybody likes. That's what everybody thinks of. But I tell you, these women that are barrel racing, it's just as exciting. It's just as hard. And that's what I want to celebrate. That's why my focus is women in rodeo. But
do the women get on the bulls, too?
There are women that get on the bulls. As a matter of fact, one of the girls that I've been talking to lately, her name is Adrienne Brannon. She's known as Buckaroo Girl, and she rides bronc. She's amazing. So
bronc, what is bronc? What do you mean?
That's the horses.
The horse. Okay.
Yes, buck and broncs.
Now, what about the pigs? Are they still roping those things? I always felt bad for the pig. They let the guy let the little guy out of the thing. He takes off running here. You got some guy behind him with a rope chasing him down.
I don't know about roping pigs. I can remember being a little girl and they had the pig out and we chased the pig and whoever caught the pig got the prize. Now they do a calf scramble with the kids. So
yeah, you know what I'm talking about. They chase the pig and then they rope him and then they flip him up on his back and they rope the.
That's calves.
Oh,
that's
the calves. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. You'd think I'd know a little bit more about this coming
Where
from
are you from again?
West Virginia. Yeah, and you'd think I'd have like all this country knowledge. I really don't. I shied away from the country stuff.
That's okay.
All the stations up there were country, and you were all excited this morning to come in. We got 1035 Country right across the hallway there. And
yes.
Yeah, I want to go take a picture and everything. I just never got into the country spirit, I guess. So
I'm going to pull you in.
I don't know. My mom's a country girl too, and I don't know. I was a 80s rock kind of kid, and I don't know. I just never got into the country spirit. And as soon as I was 18, I was like, I got to get out of here. And that's I used college.
Typical small town.
Yeah, I was like, I got to get out of here. I'm a big city type of guy, and I haven't looked back since. And my family is still up in that area and everything, so it's definitely a nice little culture and stuff. And for the right type of person. But Florida, a lot of people don't realize. I mean, there's a lot of the redneck and the country guys and girls down here, but it's kind of in the closet a little bit. And you're saying that there's a lot of people out there, a lot of women that want to be a country girl, right?
We actually have a very strong cowboy culture here in Florida. There's a lot of, we call them Florida crackers. A lot of people don't realize that, and because of that, we were able to pull in a contract for the next 10 years to have the Ram National Circuit Finals Rodeo here, and they are really celebrating the fact that we have that strong foundation for cowboys here.
Now, does your family come from with a lot of background in the rodeo business as well, or is this something that you kind of developed on your own, or what's the history?
My dad, I can remember him telling stories of riding some bulls when he was younger, and he did injure himself. I think it was his knee. I toyed with riding a couple times in the local sheriff's posse. My dream was to barrel race. Unfortunately, my family, we just couldn't afford it. But it's my dream, and I watch these women and I understand their dream, and so my goal is to help them and inspire them and motivate them.
Yeah.
Hey, Charlie the plumber. I was
Charlie.
born here in Florida, and as a matter of fact, in the city of Tampa, and hey, I was country before country was cool. I, too, am a cracker, and I love it. You know what? Hey, there's a lot of cowboys. You got to Dade City. You got to a lot of these little places, these little cities, and out in the pasture lands. You see a lot of cowboys out there. We still are one of the largest cattle states in the nation. And by taking up in West Virginia, they probably don't have many cows, do they, Jamie?
Yeah, they got all kinds of different farm animals and stuff all across that city. A lot of just empty land up there. And
a lot of pigs, huh?
A lot of pigs. Yeah. And again, I'm not partial to the pig. I feel bad for the pig.
Maybe that's where they're roping the pigs.
They're roping pigs up there.
All right, got to take a quick break here, but coming back from the break, I'm going to talk with Kimberly Wilson with the Lutz Learning Center about the launch of her new book, The Right Preschool. And again, you're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.
Are you looking for a local real estate firm that knows the market and has your interests in mind? Then contact Jim McPeak at McPeak Real Estate Firm, a family-owned business whose agents have over 60-plus years of experience in the Tampa Bay market. Many of the agents are military veterans that know the VA process for buying a home and are proud to help our military members in any way they can. From residential to commercial real estate, McPeak Real Estate Firm is here to help. Contact Jim at 813-495-3875 and learn more at McPeakTeam.com.
Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage.
Hey there, it's Lynn Wise, the founder of Wise Business Advisors and Contractor Business Alliance. I am a certified value builder advisor, and I help business owners build a company that will allow them to have the business that they dreamed of when they started. Why did you go into business for yourself? I'm sure it was not to work 100 hours a week with no work-life balance and no financial freedom. What am I talking about? I'm talking about building a business that provides value to you and your family now and in the future. You can learn about the 8 essential areas of a business that you must build to have a business that can be an asset for your future. Go to wisebusinessadvisors.com and take the Value Builder score. It is free and will deliver your score immediately on how you are doing on building a valuable business for you and your family. Or call me at 772-834-8513 to learn more about the Value Builder system.
In the market for a reverse mortgage? Contact Access Reverse, a local company with personalized service in the Bay Area. Call them at 727-347-0305 or visit accessreverse.com for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. They'll come to your home and speak with you about the best options for your reverse mortgage. Plus, they offer the lowest closing costs. Don't just get a reverse mortgage. Get the right reverse mortgage with Access Reverse. Visit accessreverse.com. NMLS number 4566. Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
This report is brought to you by Ortho Deer Be Gone Repellent. Deer may be cute, but not when they're eating your plants. Protect your garden with Ortho Deer Be Gone. It uses ingredients that animals are repelled by, but it won't hurt those cute critters. And the No Stink formula works without smelling horrible. Learn more at ortho.com.
From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center.
Serious crash on State Road 54 just east of the Suncoast Parkway in the travel lanes. I'm seeing delays on I-4 eastbound from Branch Forbes all the way to Thono to Osasa. The center lane is blocked for a crash there. And 275 southbound slow from Fletcher to Sly, then from I-4 to down Mabry. Northbound 4th Street up to Lois. See traffic problems? Call injury firm of Abrahamson and Eda Rick Hills Road traffic tip line 866-545-9595.
Today, partly cloudy, 10% rain chance with a high 87. Tonight, mostly clear, low 73. Tomorrow, 10% rain chance, high 86.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
Welcome back, everybody, to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. Learn more about the show over at TampaBayRadio.com and connect with me on all the social networking sites, Facebook.com/That Business Show, Twitter under the handle Jamie_Meloni. If you're just tuning in, we were talking with Heather Cannon on the first segment of the show. She is the founder of Country Girl Glitz. Learn more about her and her business over at countrygirlglitz.com. I want to bring in our second guest here for the show, Kimberly Wilson with the Lutz Learning Center. Kimberly's unique history and roots in education has led her to a deep appreciation for the firm partnership that is necessary between school and home. She's in studio today to talk about the launch of her upcoming book, The Right Preschool, and you can learn more about the book over at rightpreschool.com. Kimberly, welcome to the show today.
Good morning.
So you are a 13th generation Floridian, and you said you're a fellow cracker as well, right?
Yeah, we actually kind of got a chuckle over the break.
You're giving me a little bit of a history lesson on that too. Tell me about that.
Well, just that Florida. We were founded with cattle, and if you think about how Florida's native habitat is and trying to rope a cow within palmetto bushes and other things, the best way to maneuver those cows was with a whip. So they would crack that whip. So it's an honor to be actually called a cracker, because you would never pick up a bullwhip unless you were truly talented with that whip, because you're going to remove some of your own hide. So Florida crackers were known for their talent
learning something
for
every day on my
cattle.
show. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. I get to learn something on my own show each and every day. So thank you for that educational thing. But you're 13th generation, dude, correct?
I am.
How do you keep track of 13 generations? I can't remember.
Ancestry.com.
Oh, really? That thing actually works? That thing actually works? I went on there and I put in a few things, and they're like, we don't know who the hell you are. So it doesn't work. I don't know. But my ancestry, we go back to 1912. My ancestors came over from Italy at Ellis Island, and that's as far as we know. Mm-hmm. Apparently Meloni is a very common name in Italy, but I don't know anybody overseas, unfortunately. So I only know like 2 generations back. So my history has a kind of a unique turning points. I've talked about that on the show, but that's talking points for another day. I don't want to take into your time. So, but talk to me about the Lutz Learning Center and this book that you have coming up, The Right Preschool. Tell me all about this.
Well, my mom founded our school back in 1980 when she couldn't find quality first education for me. So I literally am a product of the environment, having grown up in the preschool. And then when my daughter, who is here with us today, Emberly, came along, we expanded into the private school realm and started kindergarten and went up through 5th grade. And then this year is our first year in 6th. We'll move into 7th and 8th in the following years coming. But it's a really unique educational experience, really covering all the basis from of development. It's a whole child experience with no ceiling.
What inspired you to write the book, The Right Preschool? And this is get more information on this at rightpreschool.com. And you're also having a book launch and open house event that's going to be Sunday, April 12th from 1 to 3 p.m., which is at the Lutz Learning Center. That's located at 621 Sunset Lane. But talk to me about the inspiration that you had for writing this book.
So many times I get calls from parents, and they're first-time parents. They're, I know I need to start looking at preschool. I'm not exactly sure what to ask. Let me tell you what to ask. I'll give you a type A checklist that tells you everything you need to know, from how to observe to what you should be looking for in the facility and how to get past the hype. So often it's easy to purchase a marketing plan that lays out everything that you need. The proof is really in the pudding. So for me, it was just a great way to help parents anywhere, not just those, looking at Lutz Learning Center, but across the board, to get a good checklist of things that they need to ask so that they can feel secure and making sure that the right fit is for them. Because there's a ton of different educational strategies out there. You need to find something that works for you. So the book really was my opportunity to put it all out there to help those that need it and to make the right decision.
What are some of the tips and talking points that you're going to be discussing in the book? Again, The Right Preschool. What are some of the ways that parents can, help, find the right school for their children out there?
Talks about teachers, talks about how to identify good teaching, what you should be listening for when you enter that classroom and you do your observations, how to get in the door. So many people oftentimes just drop in order to see a school, only you don't want to tour a school during lunchtime or nap time, because that's not going to give you the learning engagement that you like. So tips from, how do you set up that appointment? How do you go about doing your observations? What should you be looking for? All of those important pieces, as well as, what are you looking for in nutrition? What are the different styles of teaching? Everything across the board. So the open house kind of gives you an opportunity to come in and see how we do it. We're quite unique in the way that we work. So this is an opportunity to both, some of our current clients are going to be there, new clients are going to be there, the teaching staff is going to be there. So it's just a great way to come in and see it, check it out, no pressure. But then also we've launched our summer camps. We are school and we go throughout August to May. But then in summer, each week is a different theme. So that's a great way to kind of try it before you buy it.
Right.
When you're looking at $135 for a 1-week camp, including a homemade lunch, that is an amazing opportunity. Plus, we have robotics camp. We have an Gold Rush camp where they're learning about the transition west and panning for gold. There's mechanical engineering camp. There's so many different things. Life's a Beach. We have a celebrations camp where we're learning how to party from 80s rock party. Maybe I should invite you to come to that one.
That's my genre
to
right there.
tailgating, to beach parties. So each week holds a different exciting opportunity.
Now, you've been in the educational business all your life. This is a family-run business. Tell me about the history of the Lutz Learning Center. This was founded by your mother,
My
correct?
mom.
Okay. So talk to me about the history of the Lutz Learning Center and how you got involved as a child, or did you learn here too?
I did. So she opened her doors November 3rd, 1980 with 30 students, one of them being me. I was 2 at the time. And then truly, the neat thing about our program is that she has written the entire curriculum. It's not a canned curriculum. It's not something that you can buy on the market. It is a product of her 34 years of knowledge rolled into this. So when we're actually looking at children individually, it's not, okay, now you're 2, so this is what you're learning this year. It's looking at the individual and their experiences and the opportunities that they've been given, and then making a plan for them moving forward. So even our youngest students get a goal progress report, which is a 2-page Excel spreadsheet identifying the skills that they've mastered, the ones that are in progress, and then also the ones that they're working on. So there's a collaboration between school and home, which is, again, the most important thing.
What age ranges and class levels do you take? When do they start, and how far up in the educational ladder do you take kids?
Age 2 to 14.
Age 2 to 14. So, which grade is that? 7th or 8th grade?
Right. That will end in 8th grade, and then our goal is to help those children, because our program functions about 2 years ahead of their chronological level, literally. That means that our middle school students will be testing out of high school classes so that they can enter into high school at an accelerated pace, and then hopefully exit out of high school at an accelerated pace. Nowadays you can graduate high school with something like 50 college credits under your belt, entering in at a freshman level easily. And that's just less money you have to spend on college.
Now, I know you're big on, the importance of education and, business and things like that. Talk to me about, the link between why education is important in business. I always complain a lot on this show that our educational system lacks a lot of the components of business training and stuff. Give me your thoughts on that.
Well, we believe that logic needs to start early on. I mean, truly, now is the time to get them excited about it. The day of the Indo Golf Chamber, I had to hurry up and race back to school just because the children had started their own entrepreneurial endeavor. We did a commercial that allowed them to, they were going to sell strawberries. So they went to Sweetfield's Organic, not Sweetfield, excuse me, it's Strawberry Passion, the Nonasassa. It's an organic strawberry farm. And they picked berries, so they became consumers. They picked their products. They marketed those products. They brought it back. They had assigned different roles. We had, Emberly, you were a you were the sales lead in marketing. Lead entrepreneur.
That's your daughter that you're talking to. If people weren't there.
Yeah. So they all had different roles, and they had to pre-sell a certain amount. They got a loan from our principal, and they had to pay that back. So they borrowed $200, bought their product, and they knew that they had to sell something like 75 pounds of strawberries in order to be able to make a profit. Their profits ended up being the strawberries that they got to consume and to make different things with them. But we do a lot of those things. So.
Hey, you know what that makes you? That makes you a good capitalist. That's
She's
great.
looking at you like, what are you talking about?
Outstanding. That's what our country, one of the things it's founded under, where not only God, but, free trade, capitalism. That's what makes our country go around. You're a great young American.
Thank you.
She's like, I think that's good. Now, I got to spend some time over at the Lutz Learning Center several weeks ago and everything. I was impressed. It's a very nice environment. You even have a chef on staff.
We do. We have a whole food philosophy. So we believe you are what you eat.
Yeah, talk to me about that. Yeah.
So it takes a healthy body to build a healthy mind. And you would be surprised the power that we have. We literally have the superpower to encourage children to make healthy choices. Kind of some of our rules are you eat your vegetables first before you eat anything else on the plate. The nice thing about having a homemade lunch in front of you is that you can have seconds or thirds if you're a member of the Healthy Plate Club. You need to get that spoon dirty and try it 3 times. get it dirty 3 times in order to be a part of that club. So.
Yummy.
Well, hey, we've got to go wrap up here in just a moment. We're going to talk with Charlie Palavita. He's been chiming in here a little bit here on the second half of the show for the Remodelers Corner. But if you're just tuning in, we were just talking with Kimberly Wilson of the Lutz Learning Center about her new book that's coming up, The Right Preschool. Learn more about that at rightpreschool.com. And also they'll be having an open house event that you're invited to Sunday, April 12th from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Lutz Learning Center at 621 Sunset Lane. We'll be back in a moment.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
YP powers local businesses with marketing services ranging from web design to search engine marketing. You're the expert in your business, but you don't have to be the expert in online marketing. YP can do that. And they're giving you a free online business listing, an essential first step to having customers find you. 80 million potential customers visit YP.com and the YP app each month. And if you're not there, they can't find you. Discover the power that is YP. Claim your free listing and have customers find your business today. Visit myfreeyp.com. myfreeyp.com. myfreeyp.com.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. With one phone call, you'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information. It's a free service, so call now.
Call now, 800-908-0586, 800-908-0586.
This report is brought to you by Ortho Deer Be Gone Repellent. Deer may be cute, but not when they're eating your plants. Protect your garden with Ortho Deer Be Gone. It uses ingredients that animals are repelled by, but it won't hurt those cute critters. And the no stink formula works without smelling horrible. Learn more at ortho.com.
From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center.
Eastbound was a crash at Thornado Sassa, blocking that center lane. If you're on the Courtney Campbell heading eastbound just over the big bridge, you're going to find an accident also slowing things down. I don't have much information there. 275 northbound looks heavy from 4th Street up to Lois Avenue. Southbound, the usual delays. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterwick Hills for a traffic tip line. 866-545-9595.
1250 winds, weather center forecast, sunshine and a few scattered clouds today. Right now, not a chance of showers in the forecast, but there's always that midday chance of a shower popping up. Upper 80s for the high today, and tonight's low 70s. Impact Radio, 1250 winds.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
Welcome back, everybody, to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. You can catch this show on here weekdays at 8 a.m. And again, this show is all about our business owners, entrepreneurs, political leaders, and people making a difference in and around the Tampa Bay and regional communities. It's a show with a positive message, and we have a lot of fun each and every day here. And if you're a fellow business owner and looking to get on the airwaves, there is no charge to come in for a guest appearance, so please don't let that stop you from contacting me. I'm getting a pretty good bit of feedback and responses from the community, so please feel free to reach out to me and come in and have some fun with us here in the studio. Best way to get me is to shoot me an email, jamie@tampabayradio.com. Again, jamie@tampabayradio.com, and also on my site, tampabayradio.com. You can contact me through my contact form, and I'm pretty easy to get a hold of, so please get in touch with me. I'm having a lot of fun doing this format, and it's been a lot of fun talking to all the different business owners in and around the area, so please feel free to contact me, jamie@tampabayradio.com. Thursdays at 8:30, it's always time for the Remodelers Corner at that time. Jim Yeager and Yeager and Company in studio. Of course, Jim Yeager not able to be in studio today, as I mentioned earlier. But we got Charlie Palavita. Charlie Charlie the Plumber, as we call him, subcontractor, works a lot with Jim Yeager and Yeager and Company. Learn more about Yeager and Company over at YeagerFlooring.com. And Jim and his company has 42 years of experience in floor covering and home remodeling. Yeager and Company is celebrating its founding 70 years later and appears in multiple categories for the past 7 years by Angie's List Super Service Award. Yeager's is the best shop-at-home flooring company in the Tampa Bay market. Yeager and Company is not a here-today, gone-tomorrow type of company, and they have been around since 1944. And again, learn more about them over at YeagerFlooring.com. And again, they're more than just a flooring company. Kitchen, baths, remodeling, and anything in the general contracting space that you may need. Again, visit them over at YeagerFlooring.com. And Charlie, welcome to the show today.
Good morning, Jamie. Another great day to be alive in America, sir. You know what? I'm feeling all warm and fuzzy. We got 3 country girls in here.
I knew you'd like today's show, yes.
Oh, this is great. You know what? Charlie the Cracker Plumber. You know what? This is great, man. I, too, I'm a cowboy at heart. You know, I grew up Southern by the grace of God, brother.
Did you get involved in any rodeos or anything like that growing up?
No, I didn't. But you know what? I've seen a lot of them, and I reconsidered after I seen these guys getting on these 2,000-pound bulls, thinking, really?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're a former Marine, former professional wrestler, but the bulls scare you, right?
Oh, they scare me. I tell you what, I'd rather take my chances on the battlefield shooting terrorists.
Yeah, that's a pretty scary thing out there on those bulls. I tell you, man, that's got to be something. Let me go back over to Heather real quick. Something we didn't cover on her segment and everything. You're about to launch a podcast in the rodeo business, correct?
Yes.
Talk to me about that.
So it's the Women in Rodeo podcast. It'll be a couple weeks out, but the whole object of it is to bring women in rodeo together to motivate them and to help let them share their stories and to bring education to them as well. So.
Yeah. Where's the podcast going to be found? Is you going to put this up on iTunes?
iTunes. It will be on iTunes,
oh,
yes.
Very, very cool. Very cool. So, Charlie, when are you going to start a podcast?
Well, you know what? We're doing one right
is?
now, brother. Look. Hey, live and in living color. Look, hey, I can see myself. But, hey, no, anytime I get time, I won't be opposed to doing one. I think it's a lot of fun.
There's a lot of material out there. I mean, you're a chronic radio caller. There's all kinds of audio out there for you. You probably got enough material out there to go ahead and launch Charlie the Plumber podcast.
Oh, yeah, I've been dubbed chronic caller. And like I said, I've been banned from a few of these radio shows, but most of them were the liberal NPR type shows. But there's a couple of those I
you
call
keep those
too.
Stations on a lot? I mean, you probably keep them on and get all worked up and stuff in the truck while you're driving around. And you had a good talking point that you covered here on the show last week. I actually told a few people there about the psychologist that you had a call on the airwaves.
Oh yeah, you know what? And you know when I come across situations like that, you know, when somebody's saying the wrong thing, which happens quite often. Not that I always say the right thing, but when the psychologist said that the Marines sign up to die for their country, I just had to correct him. I told him, no, we don't. Marines do not sign up to die for their country. Marines sign up to make the enemy die for their country. Hoorah! Just as I've been instructed. But anyway, God bless America. God bless all of our troops, because as we know, freedom is not for free. And you know what? That's why Jim Yeager, what a great American my brother is. I want to give a shout out to Jim. He's getting over from some neck surgery, and he's doing well. I saw him yesterday, and you know, Jim started a program from Paris Island to private industry. Just like I'd like to tell people, you know what? Just like the Marine Corps hem, from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, from Paris Island to private industry. You know what? The Marines do it all. And you know what? There's nobody better that I would want to have working for me as a Marine Corps veteran, somebody that's well-disciplined, somebody that can go out there and get the job done. And plus, he just wants to give back to these guys because, you know what, all these service people, just not the Marines, they've given so much for the country, being away from their families, these long tours over in Afghanistan, Iraq, and different ratty places around the world that nobody wants to go. But they do this. They do this to keep us free. And you know, anytime that we can give back to them, give them a pat on the back, you know, just tell them thank you for your service to our country. Thank you for keeping me free.
Right.
You know, that way Charlie the Plumber can go do what he does during the day. You know what? I cannot give these guys enough credit and enough thanks, and God bless them all.
Yeah, the PI to PI program, we've talked about that on the last few shows. To clarify what that is, from Paris Island to private industry, it's a nonprofit that Jim Yeager of Yeager and Company is putting together to assist Marines that are coming back from their tours of duty to get back into the workforce, and something that we've been promoting here for the last few weeks. It's still in process, correct? It's not. We don't have it running yet.
It still is, but there's a phone number that if anybody's interested, from private industry to the young Marines getting out of the service, the number is 727-375-0206. Then again,
is that for both Marines coming out of their tours of duty, and also for employers and people that need to be actually given the assistance to the people?
It most certainly is, yes. And they can call Jim Yeager at Yeager and Company at 727-375-0206. And there's going to be more information coming out here in the next several weeks, to where they can go to the website to get this information, so we can start networking, to where we can get the word out, and just to give back. I mean, you know what? It's what Marines do. They're giving back to Marines and giving back to society. And you know what? We've been given so much. We've been so blessed over here, and we just want to do the right thing, Jamie.
Yep, and that's always good to see. I mean, I'm a big fan of the military, and always want to thank our servicemen and women out there for what they do for the country and stuff. Sometimes I think some people underappreciate what they've done and everything. And as you say, freedom is not free, and something that's very near and dear to my heart. And unfortunately, I never served in the military. One of my regrets that I often say on the airwaves. And I thank you for your service and stuff overseas and everything. You see, I'll give you a chance to comment. I know you probably want to comment on this. Michigan they pulled the screening of American Sniper for the university. Some of the Muslims were complaining about that, and then the Michigan football coach tweeted out that he was going to do a private screening for the football team. Did you happen to catch that in the news?
No, I sure did, but now they've recanted that. They're gonna play it at a different facility. And to me, I haven't been to a first-run movie in 30 years, but I went to see that the first week it came out, and let me tell you what, Chris Kyle, what a great American, and I just wish I could have thanked him in person before he was murdered. And what a story. I mean, he saved so many American lives over there, and there's nothing prejudiced about this man. He was doing the right thing for our country at the right time. He was doing his job, keeping the Marines and the sailors and the soldiers free. I mean, keeping them safe.
Yeah, we got a question here from my latest co-host, Kimberly Wilson's daughter, here in studio with us today. She's going to make her debut here. Go ahead and shoot the mic there.
Hey, Charlie, did you know that at our school we do the pledge every day, and we also sing the Star-Spangled Banner every day?
Wow. Hey, let's do that right now. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hoorah! Oh, thank you for bringing that up. You know what? We used to do that when we were kids growing up, too, and I think that all schools should do this, and we got a problem with a lot of the secular public government schools, to where they're taking God out of everything and taking the Pledge of Allegiance, and it's so un-American, and it's so refreshing to hear you say that. God bless you. I love that.
Yeah, my sister, she can sing. She's starting to mummer the Pledge Allegiance, and she can almost sing the Star-Spangled Banner.
Wow, that is so cool.
We have some videos we'll share with you.
Oh, please do. Hey, maybe we could bring her in the radio show, Jamie.
Yeah, she's got a natural voice there. She's not nervous at all. And here, chime in. You got some more questions? Feel free to shoot some questions over to us.
I don't really have any questions other than saying thank you for protecting.
You asked me a question there off during the break there. Go ahead and ask me what you were asking me there before.
Charlie, you interview...
I'm Jamie.
Jamie, sorry.
Go ahead.
Jamie, you interview a lot of people. Does how many people interview you?
I've done a few. I've done several interviews. We've done a reverse interview format on this show a few times where one of my other co-hosts, Stella Giudicelli, has done an interview. I specialize in bank-owned property sales, so I will talk about that space, and she asks me the questions as opposed to me asking my guests a question. I've been on Tampa Bay Multimedia's show, John Gaston, who runs my Streamcast, his wife's show over there on WeBeam TV. They interviewed me also about bank-owned properties. I've been on a few different news segments, Bloomberg Television. I've done a couple of pieces on there as well, and a couple of interviews for newspapers, things of that nature. So, yeah, I've been on the reverse side of the interviewing spectrum a handful of times too. I like to learn more about people, though. I really don't like to talk about myself too much. I like to hear and listen. I'm a listener. I'm not too much of a talker. So, I mean, everybody's favorite topic is themselves, and I'm guilty of talking about myself a little bit too much, I think, but I don't like to. I like to hear about other people. Charlie always keeps me anything.
No, I don't want to talk about myself either because I'm really boring. You know what? One of those radio shows, they said that on NPR, oh, Charlie the plumber, he's a radio personality. He's been around for a long time. So I called in the show. I says, I'm no radio personality. I'm Charlie the plumber. I'm the real deal. I'm insulted by somebody saying I'm a radio personality. First of all, you have to have a personality. But anyway, you know what? In all seriousness,
so your household name over at NPR then?
They'd love to hate me over there, but hey, I still love all of them. God bless them. You know what? This is a great young little American. They're raising great young little Americans, and that's so heartwarming. I love it. Hey, you know what? Thank you for your service to our country, raising the next great generation.
All right, let's
the
take
future is in our hands.
Let's take a quick break. But coming back from break, we'll be talking more with Charlie the plumber here on the Remodeler's Corner on That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.
Are you looking for a local real estate firm that knows the market and has your interests in mind? Then contact Jim McPeak at McPeak Real Estate Firm, a family-owned business whose agents have over 60-plus years of experience in the Tampa Bay market. Many of the agents are military veterans that know the VA process for buying a home and are proud to help our military members in any way they can. From residential to commercial real estate, McPeak Real Estate Firm is here to help. Contact Jim at 813-495-3875 and learn more at McPeakTeam.com.
Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage wants you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage.
Hey there, it's Lynn Wise, the founder of Wise Business Advisors and Contractor Business Alliance. I am a certified value builder advisor, and I help business owners build a company that will allow them to have the business that they dreamed of when they started. Why did you go into business for yourself? I'm sure it was not to work 100 hours a week with no work-life balance and no financial freedom. What am I talking about? I'm talking about building a business that provides value to you and your family now and in the future. You can learn about the 8 essential areas of a business that you must build to have a business that can be an asset for your future. Go to wisebusinessadvisors.com and take the Value Builder score. It is free and will deliver your score immediately on how you are doing on building a valuable business for you and your family. Or call me at 772-834-8513 to learn more about the Value Builder system.
In the market for a reverse mortgage? Contact Access Reverse, a local company with personalized service in the Bay Area. Call them at 727-347-0305 or visit accessreverse.com for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. They'll come to your home and speak with you about the best options for your reverse mortgage. Plus, they offer the lowest closing costs. Don't just get a reverse mortgage. Get the right reverse mortgage with Access Reverse. Visit accessreverse.com. NMLS number 4566. Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
This report is brought to you by Ortho Deer Be Gone Repellent. Deer may be cute, but not when they're eating your plants. Protect your garden with Ortho Deer Be Gone. It uses ingredients that animals are repelled by, but it won't hurt those cute critters. And the no stink formula works without smelling horrible. Learn more at ortho.com.
From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center.
Courtney Campbell Causeway, a parking lot westbound from the Big Bridge into Bayshore Boulevard. 2 lanes being blocked right now. On the eastbound side, there's also a crash in the travel lanes as you approach the Big Bridge. 275 southbound off-ramp to Ashley has a broken down vehicle causing a lot of backups in the area. See a traffic problem? Call injury firm of Abrahamson and Utica Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
Today, partly cloudy, 10% rain chance with a high 87. Tonight, mostly clear, low 73. Tomorrow, 10% rain chance, high 86.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
Welcome back, everybody, to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. Learn more about the show over at TampaBayRadio.com, and we're currently on the Remodeler's Corner, a weekly feature with Yeager & Company, sponsored by Jim Yeager. But Jim Yeager, unfortunately, unable to be in the studio with us today as he's recovering from a surgery. So we got Charlie the plumber in studio with us today on behalf of Yeager & Company.
Charlie, did you know that bulls are not attracted to the color red? It's just the way that they wave the cloth.
No, I never knew that. So why did the bullfighters use red? It's just for the show?
Yeah, I guess. Red is, just a fancy color, or they just did not know.
I thought I thought red made the bull mad at something. I thought that's why they use the matadors or whatever use that thing. So
no, it's just the cloth.
Yeah.
They just wave the cloth like, ha ha ha.
So it's
so have you ever ridden a bull?
No, and I hope that I don't.
Okay.
Well, I think it'd be pretty easy to avoid to get on the bull. So.
What about those mechanical bulls? Don't they have some of those around?
Yeah, I saw one at the Strawberry Festival when I went. It's just that my mom, she was like, yeah, no.
Well, you want to see Charlie the plumber ride the bull?
That'd be actually funny.
Oh.
That'd be a very hysterical thing. You'd be writing the book, and I'd be like, "Go, Charlie, go!"
All right, gotta have my cheering club.
You said you had an
there.
interesting story though about riding a bull there, right?
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah, share this, please. Share this, please.
I don't know if I can share this one there right now. Hey, can I tell you a wrestling story?
All right. We can share the other one. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, I'd rather share that. It's a little bit cleaner, but
all right. All right. Yeah, we got to keep it clean. So go with the pro wrestling story.
Well, we're wrestling in the Bahamas, and tell you what, that was a really cool place to wrestle at. The arena we wrestled at in Nassau, it was outdoor arena, and it was surrounded by big cement walls, and they had on the top of the cement blocks had shards of glass and barbed wire, because people would pack this arena and they'd be climbing the walls to get in. And we had people in the oak trees surrounding this place. You could see that there's people all in the oak trees looking down to see the wrestling matches. So that was pretty cool. So one night we're over there wrestling, and we were watching this match. This is before our match, and we saw this one wrestler get drop kicked in the face, and it looked pretty real to me. A lot of the stuff is choreographed, but once in a while,
yeah, like
I said, things happen. And so anyway, it was pretty uneventful the rest of the night. Just the regular matches, people yelling and screaming and throwing stuff at you, and it's just the Bahamas. It was a great place to have this event. Well, anyway, we got back to our motel room, and we had a knock on the door, and there was this wrestler, one of the guys we knew, and he's bleeding from the face, and we're over there thinking, what the heck's going on? And he came in and he's shaking, and he asked us if we could help him, and he opened up his mouth, and his front teeth were kicked in, right. and one of them, there's like a shard of his front tooth was stuck up in his gum, and this guy's shaking, and we don't know what to do to help him. I mean, we're going to call 911 or whatever. Then he grabs the tooth and he pulled the shard out. Well, anyway, what happened when he was wrestling this other wrestler, the guy gave him a flying drop kick and actually knocked his teeth in. Well, anyway, later on that evening, we talked to the wrestler that did it, and he was laughing about it. I mean, see, things like this do actually happen, and I was appalled by this. And, there are bullies out there. I mean, for the most part, professional wrestling is just that, professional wrestling, and you're out there, to put on a good show for the most part, and not to actually hurt the other guy unless you just have to. But
right.
to see things like that go on, it was kind of like, it was a little bit disturbing, Jamie, but that we've seen some things like this go on over the years, but most of all, they try to keep it professional, and if they went out doing this night after night, there'd be nobody left in the.
What do you think of the wrestling business today? Is it too commercialized and too choreographed? I mean, what do you think of it today?
Oh, it most definitely is. But Jamie, it's Vince McMahon is making billions of dollars.
Of course, yes.
They've cornered the market on that. Well, I'll tell you another sport I like is the MMA, the Ultimate Fighting Championships that they have.
You ever do any of that?
Well, I did that as a young man. I did that before they called it the MMA, and I just turned 56. So if this would, if I was in my 20s, I'd be doing that right now. To me, that is probably the purest form of fighting because you can do the punch, the kick, they do the wrestling, the ground and pound. To me, I would like to have seen a guy like Bruce Lee out there, but then again, pound for pound, I guess he was one of the best fighters in his day. But
I grew up a big wrestling fan. I still watch it from time to time. I always say it's a soap opera for men. All the women have their soap operas. Professional wrestling is a soap opera for us men.
I concur. I happen to love wrestling when I was growing up.
I do. It's getting a little too crazy these days. There's hardly any real. They don't even try to make it real anymore. It's a show. It's just strictly a show these days.
It's wrestling entertainment, and I tell you what, for the most part, a lot of it, they put on a good show. I think a lot of it's adult entertainment nowadays.
It is a little risky and everything. And being older now, I've seen every possible storyline and angle that you can possibly see. So for me, it's kind of boring these days. But, as a kid, I loved it.
Yeah, it was, you know what? It was the most exciting thing I ever did in my life. I mean, it's just fun getting in front of the crowd of people. No matter what I did, whether it was boxing or the MMA type matches or professional wrestling, just getting out into that squared circle and doing your best, it was fun.
It's Heather. I was just going to comment on the risky part of it. It is very disappointing to me because I grew up watching wrestling with my dad, and now I feel that it's something. Number one, it's too dramatized now, but it's too risky. I can't let my kids watch it anymore.
Yeah, it is too risky.
The women and the things they say, so it's very disappointing to me.
Right. And Tampa is a hub for wrestling. A lot of people may not be aware there's a wrestling school in Tampa where a lot of the new talent comes out of. And so,
Steve Kern trained guys over there for years, and they just recently moved it to Orlando.
Oh, they're in Orlando? No, I didn't know that.
Orlando now, but he trained them for years in Tampa, locally just about a mile down the road from this studio that we're sitting in. And Steve Kern sent probably 120 different wrestlers up to the WWE, which is just about everybody that's up there right now, except for possibly John Cena and a few of the.
A lot of people may not know John Cena has a house in Land O'Lakes.
Oh yeah, Blow Gold, this area. Hulk Hogan, Terry Bollea grew up a couple miles down the road from here in Tampa. Went to Robinson High School. He was one of the local guys. Tampa has a lot of history. Mike Graham, Steve Kern, Eddie Graham. The great Malenko, Dusty Rhodes, Gordon Soley, household names from this area. And but what Vince McMahon did for wrestling, he just with the cable. He just
a lot of people don't know his father, who started the professional wrestling when it was regionalized. Vince McMahon, as soon as he took control, he took the realism right out of it. He said right away, "This is a show," and it irritated and made a lot of wrestlers, upset that he was bringing it to the forefront that this isn't real. This is a show, and it turned out to be a huge payday for him and created what we see today in professional
still
wrestling.
One of the biggest spectator sports. I think that his business is probably worth more than any NFL franchise.
Yeah, it's an incredible thing that he created. Well, we got about a minute left. I want to wrap it up and go back through our guests and everything, give them one more chance to make a quick promotion for what we were talking about today. At the start of the show, we were talking with Heather Cannon. Go ahead and thanks for coming to the show, but talk to us a little bit more about where people can get some more information on your clothing line.
I don't have a clothing line, but I do fashion consulting. You can go to my website. It's countrygirlglitz.com.
Countrygirlglitz.com, and we'll get that up on the recap as well. And also thanks to Kimberly Wilson, who came in today to talk about her book. Go ahead.
It's The Right Preschool. You can look for more information at rightpreschool.com. Visit us at www.lutzlearning.com or find us on Facebook under facebook.com/Lutz Learning when you're on Facebook.
Okay, and also the book of the which is rightpreschool.com, and you're having an open
this Sunday.
Event, April 12th.
Come out.
Yeah,
no RSVP needed.
All right, 1 o'clock at the Lutz Learning Center, 621 Sunset Lane in Lutz. And also thanks to Charlie Palavita on behalf of Yeager and Company here on on the Remodeler's Corner. Thanks, Charlie.
Thank you, Jamie.
If you're just tuning in, you've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. Have a good day, everybody.